People, Places and Personalisation is a unique series of wide-angle events exploring the value of data in 21st century business and society. As part of the groundbreaking DRIVAartsDRIVA programme from the University of Brighton, these online workshops and roundtables give tech and creative entrepreneurs the chance to connect and problem solve with experts in digital placemaking, gamification, immersive technology, smart cities and data-driven marketing. Hi, I'm Richard from Always Possible, and I lead the team who've had the privilege of curating these free events, bringing together brilliant people to share their expertise on all things data and innovation. Throughout September and October 2020, these online events need to be in your diary because frankly to miss them will be a crime. They are practical, current, free and useful to anyone trying to build businesses and innovations using data-driven insights.
Pull together the sales point, the sales pitch really for the city, so that actually when businesses come, be they small, independent tech companies or be they big multinationals, actually we have a calling card, a brochure to kind of go, this is what's good about the city. Business expert Gavin Stewart will be giving a talk on how smart ways of using visitor data could be the key to post-COVID recovery in a city like Brighton and Hove, whose economy relies on tourism and events.
So we're already seeing a huge contraction really within the retail and leisure sector just in that small city centre area of Brighton alone.
Dr. Alistair Good is one of the UK's leading cognitive scientists looking at behavioural economics and the way that people shop. He'll be leading an interactive webinar on how award-winning immersive tech company Gorilla in the Room have been collecting data on consumer behaviour in lockdown using cutting-edge mobile augmented reality apps.
We were able to create a virtual reality quant panel that we could put the research out to so people could actually have the experience of standing in the store and looking around as if they were actually there. And then
I'll be hosting a roundtable with a whole series of amazing special guests on how data personalisation is transforming customer experiences.
I'm the founder and CEO of Safe in the City. Safe in the City started as a personal experience. After one particular night, I was guided through a dark, narrow alleyway. As a newcomer to London, I was using navigation apps.
Acclaimed entrepreneur, global speaker on women in tech and female-led business, and founder of Safe in the City, Gillian Kowalchuk will be expanding on her ideas on equality through design and how smart city data mapping can make it safer for more vulnerable people to walk through streets at night.
We built a free navigation app to not only just look at the fastest routes, but safer ones. We equip people with information on crime, lighting, and others' experiences of harassment so they can inform their safety, be able to reach safe site locations if they need help, and also feel empowered that now their stories can start to impact the wider networks.
International gamification guru Pete Jenkins will be running a workshop on the psychology of experience and how gamification with data can change the way we influence positive behaviour in customers, business leaders or the general public.
I think you should look at gamification really as a way of putting together lots of theories already out there. Theories of behavioural economics, of motivational psychology, of user experience design, of game design. And what gamification does is give us a framework to apply all that really quickly and practically.
And consumer expert Dr. Farhana Liza from the Business and Local Government Data Research Centre at the University of Essex will be giving a timely presentation on changes in online shopping behaviour due to COVID-19 and its impact on the way people are using artificial intelligence now. Wowee! All of these events and many more are free and exclusive. You just need to register and book your places at DRIVAartsDRIVA.com/events. So what is DRIVAartsDRIVA? DRIVA stands for Digital Research and Innovation Value Accelerator, and it's a major University of Brighton research project funded by the European Structural Investment Fund and the Arts Council England that aims to provide technology, businesses, creative arts practitioners and cultural organisations supported and authorised access to Gatwick Airport's big data. Through events, research, support and funding, extraordinary collaborations are happening. Using the real-time Gatwick data as a stimulus, but then heading off in lots of amazing directions of commercial innovation and creative data visualisation. I caught up with Senior Research Fellow from the University of Brighton, the wonderful Donna Close, to discuss what makes this project so interesting.
So what Driver is really about is about how you can engage, how you can help small businesses and enterprises engage with data, both as a sort of tool for innovation, but also as a tool for impact as well. So that's the two bits joining together, I guess. The driver, which is very much more about the economic aspects of things, and then the arts in the middle, very much about, well, what else, what other sort of value do the arts bring?
So we've been putting on lots of workshops for businesses that explore data in all its forms, commercially, culturally, socially, aesthetically, what it can come from it. What do you think, if there were kind of maybe 2 or 3 things that you've seen businesses really taking away from the Driver project so far?
One of the sort of core principles of Driver is around the idea of superfusion, and I think that's been really evident. The most interesting projects that have come out of the program, that it's creative, digital, and business skills. The understanding the territory. That when you bring those 3 together, that's when you get something very, very special, and that feels to me like the real alchemy happens in that space. It's the creativity added to a digital skill set, added to a business approach. I mean, also what's been interesting and still doesn't feel completely resolved is the fact that data is, mysterious, opaque, complex. It means different things to different people, and I think that's still really clear, and I think that's sort of okay, because it shouldn't be your starting point. It needs to be, you need to start with what it is that you're wanting to do, and then understand what data is relevant to that. And I think that's become a really interesting bit of learning from this. Again, that's become really reinforced, is it's quite challenging to start with the data and work backwards.
When you have a data scientist, a data storyteller, a tech entrepreneur, an artist, and a researcher, all kind of talking about the same thing but from slightly different perspectives, there's some really interesting kind of little nuggets of thinking that comes through that, and the way that they learn from one another. I think that's the feedback I've had from so many events, is people saying, it was great to meet so and so. I would never have been part of a debate with them, and it's opened up a whole new world of thinking.
Alongside all of that inspiration, there's a chance to have some really hands-on training around actually using the data at source, because I guess the other interesting aspect of this project, of course, has been that it's happened over a time when the data that's come out of Gatwick Airport has been sort of profoundly disrupted.
There was lots of it, and then there wasn't very much.
Exactly. So one of the projects, we've had 2 Superfuse projects, 2 successful Superfuse projects, which are both engaging with that. And I think that's going to be really interesting to see how artists are engaging with this really profound information and turning that into something you can experience as well. I think that's really interesting.
We're curating with you the People, Places and Personalisation series, which looks at the role of data in everything from kind of smart cities to customer tracking, to social media listening, to the sort of algorithms that are determining what we do next, and who owns that data, and where does it come from, and what are the benefits of it to particularly interesting businesses at the moment when they're thinking about recovery, or they're thinking about their post-COVID life. Could they do something different with the data that they've got? Could they work differently with their customers? All sorts of great workshops and speakers that we've got. And we're really excited about that. But there's also a program about music. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So we're working with CMU Insights. CMU are the guys that work with The Great Escape on their conference. So it is an economic sector here in the coastal capital area. Music businesses are an important part of the economy, as well as the identity here as well, of course. And they're having a really tough time. And the thing that really sticks out for me, Richard, about your approach to the People, Places and Personalisation program is that sense about how can we use data as part of the renewal, the recovery and the renewal. And the music conference will really touch on that as well. So it will be about, okay, you might not think the data is relevant to you, but actually the music industry is, as like every industry, is about data. What is the data that's being collected? What's relevant, and how can you make practical use of that to move forward your creative and your business goals? The program that was possible to put together, the program that CMU have put together, and also the actual focus on data, the practical workshops that's being led by my colleague Professor Cham, that's all free as long as you're signed up to the platform. There's also a brilliant opportunity coming up, which is another round of Superfuse funding. So that's already open. That will close just after these events. So my advice would be, go to as many of these events as you can, virtual events, of course. Gather as much knowledge as you can. Try and connect to other people so you can create your own Superfuse teams, and then apply for some funding. We've got funding there, which we're very keen to spend all of on new ideas, on training, on equipment, on anything which is around how you can use the relevant data for you to make value for you.
Thank you, Donna, for talking to me and giving me that insight. So people, places and personalisation, all the event tickets can be booked now from DRIVAartsDRIVA.com/events. Hope to see you at many of them.